You've tuned into your nation station, Oman FM. It's Esma here. This is Muscat Candid. And my, today is special. Today is absolutely special. I have someone here in the studio with us today. I am a personal fan of him. I enjoy his content. He's a brilliant comedian. He's been doing it for over 14 years. I'm talking about the Saudi Yemeni comedian Bader Saleh. He is a YouTuber and an author as well. He is the host of the Bader Show. All right, the Bader Show and Ish Illi, the infamous YouTube show that I'm absolutely in love with. Bader Saleh, welcome to the show.
Hello, Sahlan. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome. I mean, I'm glad I'm here.
You know, I'm supposed to not fangirl my guests, but I think I was trying to tell you this earlier. When I think about comedy in the Gulf, I really do think Bader Saleh as one of the earliest acts I've known. I remember when YouTube was exploding in like the early 2010s, and that's when I discovered the show Ish Illi.
Yeah, that's
and I loved it. And I know you got in trouble with a lot of the content that you had on, but I think that's every comedian.
Yeah.
We're going to get through that. I want to talk about your comedic journey. I also want to talk about what comedy means to you, and maybe we can tackle some of the problems we have in comedy here in the Gulf. Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So what was the starting point for you in dabbling with comedy?
People kept telling me I'm funny because I had this skill of acting out whatever I'm saying. If I'm telling a story, I'm putting a lot of sound effects and act out, and I don't tell the story in a very boring way. And that goes back to my mother, Allah yarhamha. She's from Indonesia. Her Arabic is kind of 50-50, maybe less. So in order for us to tell her the story the right way, we have to act it out. Like, does all the بعدين راحت السيارة, and we do the car sound effect so she can understand us. And I took this started when I was young, and we took this and it became what we are, me and my brother, when we grow up. My brother he became an English teacher, so he took it off so he can, he has his own prestige. I didn't.
No prestige for you, huh?
Yeah, I didn't. I took it with me and put it in YouTube, and it worked.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So when did you start officially doing comedy?
Yeah, I was trying to be a stand-up comedian for a while, but it was a hustle. It was it was underground and very niche, so I couldn't get in, a very closed community. But when I did my YouTube, and it was by a pure accident, people thought I had something because I really did bad in my audition. Really bad. Like,
what did you audition for?
It was a role of a Lebanese marketing director.
Was this in Saudi? Just so
that was in Saudi, in Jeddah. And I don't do accents. I don't do accents at all. And they gave me the script, عربية فصحى, and I should do the accents because, of course, I'm auditioning for a Lebanese role. But I said it in عربية فصحى. And the guy shooting the audition was Lebanese, and he kept looking at people. He's trying to tell everyone with his eyes that this is not Lebanese. You don't need a Lebanese guy to tell you this is not Lebanese. It was pure كيف حالك أنت تذهب إلى هناك. There is nothing Lebanese in it, and they didn't have to tell me that I wasn't accepted. I just left. I turned my car, I went back, because this was one of my 100th audition that I fell in. But there's one guy he saw something in me. I don't know what it is, but it was. And his name is Yad Maghazal, Allah يذكره بالخير. And he told everyone that if this guy, we gave him not a role, a whole show, he will be a hit. And I guess he was right.
Was that the Bader Saleh show?
Yeah. That was Ishili, yeah.
It's amazing when someone can recognize talent, and I feel like few people do. You're almost in our generation, you know. You're not that old. Okay, you're not. I'm not that old either.
Thank you.
But we're
Thank
somewhere
you.
there. Okay, we're just a few years apart, and from being, you know, a late millennial, we're very used to receiving participation trophies, you know?
Yeah.
And if someone comes off as a proper creative and someone that is constantly thinking outside of the box and ready to actually do something that is different and uniquely them, you know, it really requires a very special set of eyes to notice that.
Exactly, yeah.
For some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like, I don't know why, but it's like, if someone is mediocre but appealing, they would rather have that than someone that is a little bit odd, or maybe very odd, but actually talented.
Yeah.
So it's always nice to be able to be around an inspirational set of eyes. I can look at us and be like, you might have something.
Yeah.
You might have something.
Yes, exactly.
All right, let's talk about comedy in general. With your shows, like the Bader Saleh show and Ish Illi, with receiving backlash. I'm not going to ask you if you received backlash. Every comedian receives backlash.
Yes.
All of us, معرف select all.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
some reason, we all receive backlash one way or another. Talk to me about how you deal with such backlashes.
On stand-up comedy, I did one bit that is... It was a generational joke. It was... a joke about the differences between my generation, the old generation, and the upcoming generation, something like that. And it's one of the most difficult jokes. I mean, I'm in the comedy field for a very long time. It's very rare that I see... It's easy to say the joke, but it's difficult to tell it right and not to make anyone upset. And I made one, I wrote one, and I performed in 2014, 15 maybe, in Jeddah. And I said something about tashbih, getting to know girls or hooking up with girls or whatever.
Okay.
And what we used to do to you know, get to know girls, and you have Instagram, just follow everyone and...
Someone will follow back?
Yeah, someone will accept you, and that's it. Yes, or keep fishing. We used to hunt and whatever.
Okay. I'm with you لحد الحين.
Anyway, I'm not gonna tell the joke. It backfired. Someone was filming the whole thing with his phone, and like 2 years later, 3 years later, it's everywhere. It's just Bader Saleh is teaching the new generation how to hook up with girls or whatever. And it backfired so bad. And I went to an interview on TV, and I sincerely apologized for telling this joke. Just, I shouldn't tell this whole joke aslan, not to say, because it's a very difficult joke. It's a very difficult joke to say it right. That's yeah.
Let me ask you an honest question. You as a comedian.
Yes.
All right. And I'd love to consider myself a colleague. Right? I dabble. I'm a colleague.
MashaAllah.
How do you feel right now about that joke? Honestly, if nobody was listening to us right now, nobody's opinion matters. How do you feel about that joke? Do you like the joke? That's what I'm trying to ask.
And no, I wasn't as experienced. Some jokes need talent, and some jokes need experience. And I wasn't as experienced. I wasn't qualified enough to say this joke. because one, I didn't live enough to tell that I am old and I'm in the old generation, and to represent myself as the old generation. I'm still the new generation, acting like an old generation. Second, I wasn't experienced enough in comedy. Between then and now, it's 10 years. We're in 2024, and that was in 2014. I have a generation joke. I will tell it tonight on stage, but it's much better than that one. Yeah, it was my nemesis, and I had to write this joke right. I couldn't get over that bad joke, صراحة.
How important is it for you to keep your comedic content as it is? I understand that experience works and plays a role. Like, you want to be experienced enough to handle a specific type of joke. If the joke is a bit heavy and a bit touchy, and comedians, what's funny is, I think it's the art of comedy itself, okay? What's funny is exaggerated. And we exaggerate the truth. We are speaking our truth, in a way.
Exactly.
But in a very exaggerated matter.
Yes.
So we are crossing lines here and there. They're not necessarily lines that are there to hurt somebody or lines that are there to disrespect where we are or any of that. We don't cross lines like that, but we do exaggerate just to make the joke funny. So how does that reflect on you? How important is it for someone, for a comedian, to keep the content that they want to perform or the topics that they want to talk about?
Well, actually, there are many processes for a comedian just to... it starts with the subject you want to talk about. There are subjects that people want to hear and subject you want to talk about. And usually, the right choice is when you choose the subject that people want to hear. Actually, because, you're an entertainer. You should cater to people. People are paying money, buying tickets with money. Just make them happy. Just make it worth it.
Does it make you happy to cater to an audience?
Sometimes. Actually, it's for me, I just love to see people laughing. That's enough for me. Sometimes, yes, I'm saying stuff I don't want. I don't prefer, not hate, but I don't prefer to talk about few subjects. But just it's okay as long as the people are happy, and this is the most important thing for a comedian. You shouldn't go on stage to show how much or how funny you are. You should go on stage with this goal of you want to make people happy or laughing. Should be the first and second and third goal, and it shows. And when you go up on stage thinking that you are the best comedian ever and you will laugh because I'm funny, it shows. It gives the stage. When you're up there on stage, you kinda, your feelings inside are kinda, you can see it. You're kind of transparent. I can see you from inside. And some comedians, they don't know that. They don't know that. They think they're being slick or being very, but
Very, well, what's that?
yeah, the very
Say it in Arabic.
smart.
Smart.
They're being
somebody's
smart
a bit
about
too
it.
Smart. Okay.
But actually, whatever you feel inside is shown. It's 100% shown. People can see it. So before you go on stage, you have to fix it from inside. I'm going up on stage because I want people to have a good time, make them laugh, be happy. and just fix it from inside and go up on stage, and everything will be okay. I promise you.
You know, I want to ask you this. Let's me touch upon what you were just saying. Why do you do comedy? Why comedy? I mean, I get it. The beginnings was to, act out things for your mom.
Yeah.
But fast forward, 14 years later.
I wanted to be famous first.
Okay.
And then when I became famous, I had to find a new goal. So I made it this one. So I chose this one. I want to make people happy, and it's so nice. It's the best feeling ever. It has this kind of when you go up on stage, everyone is sitting down, listening to you, waiting for the joke, and when you say the joke or tell the joke, and they laugh, at least most of them, the amount of it's a very nice feeling. It has this relief because you're kind of you're scared that you're not funny. You're scared that the joke will not make people laugh, and it does. And it's suddenly the whole room or a room full of people are laughing because of you. It's the best feeling ever.
You know, you have achieved success in the comedy world. You have. And to us Omanis, all right, we always look at figures around us in the Gulf that have made it. We don't have many Omanis that have made it the way, everybody else have made it yet.
Yeah.
And it's still a growing sector. Like, you have people like Al-Qaqaha Club still throwing events.
Shout out, by the way.
Shout out to them. We have other comedy groups, like a very old one that I was a part of, Oman Comedy Central.
Oh, nice.
You have Humor Infection as well. So you have like a bunch of, comedic outlets here. Both languages, huh? In Arabic and in English.
Nice.
And because it is so difficult to make money through comedy, these groups come and go.
Yes.
And when I mean come and go, they don't come and go as a concept. They're there as a concept. As a concept, as a club, as a house for comedy. They exist. But the people in it that operate it come and go. And it's not easy to pursue comedy, per se.
Yes.
So I want to ask you this. What are some of the difficult challenges that you have faced growing as a comedian? And can you make a fulfilling living where you could retire comfortably as a comedian? And how easy? What are the chances that someone can make it?
I think, to tell you the truth, let's just talk about the Gulf area. Few people in the Gulf area, like really few, like me and someone else, can make this stand-up comedy or comedy career as retirement plan, maybe. And because the industry is still new, and in some area it's growing, in some area it's just kind of it's just there. It's not going down or up. And in some area, just completely new. People don't understand what's going on. I mean, I've been in some cities, بدون ذكر أسماء. They really don't understand what I'm doing. Like they're saying, they were saying like, I'm on stage. What kind of videos do you want us to put? I was like, no videos. Just you in the microphone. You don't need videos. Just like your show. Shilly? I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. Shilly? I'm not gonna Bader Saleh. No, Bader Saleh. Just me and the microphone. It's gonna be boring. It's not boring. Trust me, I've been doing this for a very, very long time. I'm gonna be okay. Oh, a half an hour just you talking to the people. Yeah, yes. So I had to do a lot of this teaching people what stand-up comedy is, and you need the industry to stay for me to stay. I need the industry, and the industry needs me. So whatever I do for myself, I have to keep in mind that I shouldn't be that I shouldn't be selfish. I should always give back to the industry. Like, teaching someone new, doing some shows in small clubs for free. Just you have to give back to the industry for the industry to maintain or to just keep going, because this is my ecosystem. I wouldn't exist without it. So some people that I know, they just didn't care. Just when stand-up comedy made money, I'm just gonna go there upstairs and on stage, do good, maybe don't do good, as long as I'm getting paid, and whenever I don't feel like going on stage, maybe I change career or whatever. Okay. And that happened a lot. So if there is an industry, I mean, the people, Ludo and the friends.
That's Khaled Ghilani, guys, huh?
That's Khaled Ghilani.
That's Ludo, Khaled Ghilani. He is the founder of Al Qahqaha Club. Shout out to you.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. I think he's doing what every stand-up comedian wants to exist should do. Just make an industry, make it thrive, so he can thrive with it.
Let's talk about that. Teaching people about comedy. Mm-hmm. What do you think the current perception of comedy in the Gulf? Leave Saudi. It sounds like Saudi is very, very accepting of comedy. You can disagree. Go ahead, disagree. Yeah. But from my perception, from how I see it from the outside, I think comedy is growing in Saudi.
Yes,
I think it's a blooming industry, along with other artistic avenues as well. Other artistic avenues that Saudi is catering and supporting. And we love that for you guys. But around the Gulf, right? Or in general, like just around us, what's the perception of comedy? How do people perceive it?
They think that stand-up comedy, most of the people think that stand-up comedy is not good in Arabic. They think it's a form of art that only good in English. And
so only the Trevor Noahs and the Dave Chappelles.
Yes, that's it. And we had this, I mean, Arabic rappers had this problem before us. And they made it. They kept their I mean, I'm 40 years old. I've seen Arabic rappers. I've seen Arabic rappers come and go, and I've seen people just stay in their lane, trying to make it and trying to create an industry. And some of them just worked very hard, and they made it. And there is an industry in Saudi, in Egypt, and Morocco and Jordan. And I mean, if we're gonna take one lesson from the Arabic rap industry, we should learn from them not to give up, and just to tell people that Arabic stand-up comedy is still funny.
I think it's hilarious. I think Arabic stand-up comedy is absolutely hilarious. I've been into shows. I haven't done a routine in Arabic per se, but I've mixed the two, and that's my sweet spot.
Mashallah.
I love to mix the two a little bit. So I remember we were having a show called Arabizi. I'm sure you've heard about it.
Yes, I've heard.
We've had Arabizi before, and I had the honors of hosting the show.
Nice.
And I loved it. I loved mixing things up, and we had, performers that were doing it in Arabic, others were doing it in English, and the best of both worlds as well. So I think it's different. But that's my opinion. I think it's different. I think Arabic comedy is a little bit different because it hits a specific demographic, unlike English comedy, where everybody could understand. With Arabic comedy, it's just about who's relevant.
Yes.
So we have accents that are different,
yes.
Dialects that are different.
Exactly.
So I think it's more complicated to do it in Arabic than in English.
Yes. I can't say that, but it's a different breed. Okay. You can't be a very successful stand-up comedian that tells jokes in Arabic and just translate it in English and you think it'll be okay. No, it's not. It's a different build. You're built for Arabic comedy or English comedy. And I've seen people try to do both. This you think in one language, you can't think in two languages. I don't know, maybe you do, but
I think in three. I think in three, bros. Three.
yeah. So yeah, comedy it has a lot of بالعربي اسمها عفوية.
Yeah, a lot of spontaneous.
Yeah.
A lot of spontaneous effort.
Yes, exactly. So when you think in English and you translate it to Arabic and vice versa, you lose that عفوية, which it plays a huge role in your character and your humor, of course. So you need to stick with one language. Just go straight, because you cannot stay in two lanes.
Are you saying I can't do my routine with mixing Arabic and English?
I mean, if it's
Are
your
you trying
thing,
to say that to me, Bader?
I
Bader
am-
on my show, Bader?
I am 40 years old. I'm old, so yeah.
I'm
I have
joking.
old ideas. So it's okay.
No, I'm just kidding with you. Come on. Take a joke, Bader.
Yeah. Maybe you can experiment. Yes, you can do this. And I've seen people not do both in the same set. I mean, do in English and do Arabic. They come short in both.
I get it.
Yeah.
I actually see that. I see that. Maybe that's why I'm not successful, but you are.
Oh, no, please don't. No. It's just an advice, okay?
I'll take it.
Oh, okay.
I will take it. I will take برحب صدر بعد. All right. I know making people happy and making people smile makes you happy.
Yes.
And makes you smile. So that really sounds to me like a very fulfilling job.
صح.
Yeah.
It's a very good.
Yeah. But it's also a very time-consuming job.
It is.
Very time-consuming. So what are some of the sacrifices you had to go through in order for you to sustain your comedic career?
I don't know. Not much.
Yeah?
Just family, marriage, and health.
Sorry.
Yes.
Okay, just family, marriage, and health.
And life. Maybe.
And life. Just
Yeah.
sacrificed your whole life.
I'm joking. I love my job. I don't think when you sacrifice, I don't know, maybe time for something that you really enjoy. I don't know. You have this cheesy say, or if you love what you do, you're not gonna work a day in your life or something like that.
Yeah. Do you believe in that?
I think I am one of the few lucky people that really, because when you do something that you love, you start to hate it because it becomes your job, right? And jobs, they just are not fun. I mean, I don't think I need to say this, but yani, and when you make something that you enjoy, like really enjoy your job, it becomes just not fun anymore. But I am one of the few people lucky people, that I made something, my job, something that I really enjoy, and I still enjoy it.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, yani.
That's really good.
Yeah.
I love that for you. I really do. All right, let's get on to the next one. This is going to be a funny question.
Yeah.
We gave you something personal. We, made you talk about losing all your life. But now we're going to talk about something a bit more lighthearted,
Yes,
right?
yes.
What's the weirdest thing a fan has ever done to you?
Oh, wow. The weirdest thing a fan ever done to me. There are few. Once in airport, I was coming from Jeddah to Riyadh. I had a show over there, and I was going out of the airport, going to the taxi area. Some guy approached me and said that he wants to take a picture. And I was I was in a hurry and a bit rude. and I refused. I said, I'm in a hurry. If I took a picture with you, everyone else will take it. I mean, I was young, okay? I was young, and I wasn't as it was,
What, polite?
yes,
Nice?
yeah,
Kind?
yeah. I wasn't that person. Anyway, so I said okay, and I went. I took a taxi. I went to the hotel, and I found him there. And he said, "See, I don't know what. How did he know? I don't know. But he was there before me."
Okay.
And he just said, "There is no one here. Can you take that picture?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course we're gonna take this picture." I don't know. I'm so afraid to get inside my room and find you there. So yeah, I'm gonna take the picture right now, and please leave. Yeah, that was one of the weird interactions. I just can't remember.
Also, that sounds like stalking. I'm just saying. You might want to hire some security. You might be too famous. You might just be too famous.
I mean, maybe that was stalking, or maybe this perseverance. What's the word? This guy is
It
really
was persistent.
persistent. Yes, he wants he needed that picture, so he just he did well. He took the picture. I mean.
I kind of also want to bring it back a little bit to teaching people what stand-up comedy is. All right. So I have this question for you. How do you deal with a tough crowd? And we get a lot of them here.
Yeah.
Especially when you're around people that don't really understand what stand-up comedy is. And it doesn't translate that well on Instagram. But that's my opinion. Maybe you can correct it. I don't think stand-up comedy translates on Instagram. So I don't think that putting a clip on Instagram of someone doing a comedy routine is enough for you to understand the aura or the presence of being around, stand-up comedy performance. So, but that's what I think, right? So how do you deal with a tough crowd? How do we teach people about stand-up comedy? How do we do it?
I mean, it helps, not the Instagram. I mean, the 1 hour, the specials, the whole jokes. So, but the Instagram, people usually put Instagram just to promote themselves, not stand-up comedy. Okay. But the whole special and streaming services and the whole jokes and YouTube helps way much more than, these clips of me doing crowd work and I made some heckler laugh or whatever. And this is because this is personal promotion. It doesn't help the industry. But just the best thing that helps stand-up comedy, just do more stand-up. Comedy clubs. That's definitely, comedy clubs is one of the best promoter to stand-up comedy, because it's when you became this every Khamis or every Jum'ah, every Friday, every Thursday.
We got you.
Yeah. So doing a show, few people just. I mean, I've seen this Jeddah Comedy Club, and I've seen this with few small clubs in Saudi, and just إيش نسوي اليوم? What should we do now? We have nothing to do. Just let's see what's going on inside this comedy club. And they go inside, and some of them just never come back, and some of them just never leave. Just stay there and become a regular customer every show. And this is exactly what happened in the US, by the way. Just where this is the country of stand-up comedy.
I opened and hosted a Takara Williams show. I don't know if you know her.
Okay.
But I was honored to do so.
Yes.
Twice.
Oh, nice. MashaAllah. You became friends.
And a couple of... I was asking her and another lineup of female comedians as well, like Nina Khafouri and other people as well. Meeting these women were amazing. But I remember asking Takara. I was like, Takara, if I decided to just say bye to everything here in Oman, move to the state to stand-up comedy full-time. Tell me, what am I going to face? She was like, first of all, you need to get yourself a job. And I was like, huh? She was like, first of all, you're going to need to get a job and expect 5 years of getting paid in drinks and food.
Oh, wow.
Working in comedy clubs until you're finally noticed. She says that, I assume that the market is saturated. Maybe there are a lot of stand-up comedians. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was a hustle. It's a hustle. If you're ready to, if you have your savings, you're ready to, do the migration, whatever. But to sustain yourself financially, you definitely need to have like some sense of a job apart, something that you do, right? So is it difficult?
The best way to do comedy is to find another job. It's not to do comedy. I mean, that's so crazy, yeah?
So we don't yet have a growing industry in comedy. Or maybe it's not that big, but it's hopefully growing. Bits and pieces in different areas. As you were saying, it's flourishing in some areas and it's kind of dying in others.
No.
So how can we grow the comedy industry?
We in every industry, it has this circle of life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you start as a comedian, and then you become from هاوي يعني هاوي بالإنجليزي هاوي
Howie? What was
amateur.
it? Amateur. Okay, yeah. Amateur, yes.
Yeah, so you start as an amateur, and then
I didn't even get the Arabic word. Like,
Yeah.
this was...
well, هاوي.
I didn't even get the Arabic word.
Just,
I was like, Howie? من what's Hawa? Like...
هو so amateur.
Okay, amateur.
And you a very talented amateur, maybe he has a future, and then you become professional. You take this as your whole identity. This is your job. This is what I'm gonna do. This is how I'm gonna eat and feed my kids. Okay. This is professionalism, and then you and after that you become. That's it. You become the teacher, and you teach the new amateurs, and you have to do this after you become this professional. You know how to do it. You've cracked the code. You've done it. Now you need to teach people how to do it, how to become professional. Because everyone is an amateur comedian. Everyone has a funny story. Like everyone has a funny story, and it's just. And his friends think he's funny. But not everyone can be a professional comedian, because a professional comedian is when you know how to never stop being funny, never stop having a joke, because people will not wait for you being a professional. People will not wait for you to have a good mood. And I think I'm not funny these days, so I'm gonna take a while. No, you shouldn't. This is not professionalism. This is, you're still an amateur. So we have to teach these things or skills to the new generation, for the industry just to move on, because you have to be a pioneer. If you're doing something for a very long time, you have to be a pioneer. You cannot be a pioneer if you are the only generation in this industry. You're gonna be the new talent. You're always gonna be the new talent for a very long time, and that's not good. It's not healthy. So just a very healthy circle of people being amateur to professional to teachers, and then the circle goes on.
You know what I'm enjoying so much about this sit down and this interview? That you are what you speak right now.
Thank you.
Everything that you have just said to us, I have witnessed you do. I'm witnessing it right now. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
For people like you, all right? For people like Ben Swaleh, all right? Candyman as well is in town, all right?
Yes.
Thank you for supporting our local comedians that are just trying to push through, man.
Thank you.
I know these clubs are just trying to barely make it.
Yes.
We're trying to barely make it here in Oman,
Yes.
in the comedy scene. And this is just honesty.
Yes.
And you're here. I was just telling you this earlier. You're the first person I interview with 1 million followers on Instagram.
No, thank you.
First of all, Mama, I made it. Okay? But this is amazing. And you are still, extending your hand of support and help. And we could all learn so much from you. So thank you so much for coming through. I know as much as you were making from coming, you're not really. But I know you're here for the love of the game, for the love of comedy, and for the love of the connections that you have made with our local comedians.
So yeah, shout out to them. They're doing a very good job.
Yes, they are.
And yeah, they deserve the support. Like they're working day and night to create an ecosystem that they exist. And because they did that and made that ecosystem, I existed here. And yeah, I just shout out to them, and they have my respect.
Yeah, I don't know if you've told them this before, or maybe they asked you, maybe they didn't, but I thought I would. Sometimes comedians receive hate.
They do.
What's the best way for a comedian to receive hate, or the deal with receiving hate?
Just I am Bader Saleh, and with the excuse me, and I'm not talking about the Omani comedians. When we did this promotion video on Instagram and we told people that we're coming, a lot of comments were like pure دمك ثقيل, مجهزين للملاغة, ما حد فاضي لكم. Just people love to hate online, especially. But on ground, we're almost sold out. So just you can't make everyone love you. The people that they love you and they want to attend, they're not gonna talk. Just gonna buy a ticket and come over, have a good time, go back home, just thinking about the great time they had in this show. But people that don't want to come, how can they participate? By hating, and just let them hate. Just they want to hate. Just you can't please everyone.
Yeah.
And I don't blame them. Blame myself. It's just they're in a mood to hate.
I hear you. I definitely hear you. Let's go towards a bit of a soft landing so that we can conclude this.
Yeah.
All right. If you could make a choice, YouTube?
Yeah.
Or stand-up?
No, stand-up.
La!
Yeah.
That's the true artistry right there. It's in stand-up.
Yes.
You want to know a comedian is talented for real? Just watch him on stage. Watch him on stage, and you can know and you can tell if this person is going to be, a great comedian or not. I know so many great actors, broadcasters that literally started off doing stand-up comedy. What's his name? Donald Glover.
Yeah.
Donald Glover, Mr. I Dabble with Everything. He writes shows. He has acted. He's done music. He's done so much in the artistic world. He started doing stand-up comedy.
Exactly, yeah.
He was doing clubs like everybody else, So stand-up comedy, Diamond, is like, it's usually the start of a lot of people's careers. Badr, you're a hero to a lot of us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Would you like to give anyone that is starting stand-up comedy or starting their journey in the comedic world, would you like to offer a piece of advice, if you would have something to say for someone just starting off?
Yeah, just keep writing and performing, writing and performing, never stop. It will that's it. Just keep writing and performing. If it doesn't work, write it back, make it better. If it works, write it back, make it better. Never stop writing and performing. You're never funny enough. You always can do better. You're never funny enough, and this is my only advice. Yeah.
You're never funny enough. I love that. That's my new motto. Hey, Asma, before you think about it, you ain't that funny.
That's what I tell myself. I'll have it now.
Yeah, I'll have some. Try the halwa and see. There we go. How's that?
What is this?
This is halwa. It's basically cooked ghee and sugar for like hours.
Oh no. It's nice.